Hey guys, what's going on? Legion Rudy here, playing more RuneScape Dragonwilds. Welcome to our Daily Gaming XP Grind, episode 76. So we've actually organized all of our runes, so we've got quite a bit of each. We actually have a little bit too much fire runes, so we had to make an extra chest. We're going to have to grab a little bit of each, as we don't actually have in our inventory after we were done organizing. Now we're going to be grabbing them. And what we're going to be working on today in RuneScape Dragonwilds is actually basically cooking. And it's something that I need to get done. I've got a lot in my inventory right now, but we're going to go ahead and drop all this in here, as I did go to the Blightwood Swamp. Blood Blight Swamp? I don't even know. What's it called? The Blood Blight Swamp. So we went there, and obviously we brought our anti-poison potion, so we didn't get poisoned. And what we were doing there was actually gathering more blood blight logs. I believe that's what they're called. So it's sometimes I forget, blight wood logs. Anyways, so basically let's go here, and we're gonna actually gather resources for cooking, but we're going to be very much concentrating on magic XP. And the reason for this is basically it's, I think, the only skill other than range that's under 100,000 XP, and it's something that we really want to change. We would like to see it reach that level, and this is why I don't use fire spells to kill things. I feel like they're much of an area of effect, but potentially this could actually work with the sheep and rams, except one already got away, so I'm not quite sure if this is actually going to be a good method to do this, but we're going to go ahead and give it a try anyway. And potentially the fire that's fallen from the sky might actually prove to be pretty beneficial. We are going to shoot down this rune essence really quick, as obviously we're not giving up on rune crafting reaching 1,000,000 XP before Felhallow. So it's obviously just going to be gathering dwellberries and killing sheep and ram. So hopefully this doesn't end too horribly, as these lightning actually sort of messes things up a little bit. So hopefully too many of the sheep don't escape. But we are going to be trying fire, and just to sort of give it an opportunity and see how it does. But right now you can see it's actually not working in my benefit. I'm taking lots of damage, and I'm not liking it very much. Very slow. So I might just switch back to error. But obviously I would like to be able to use it. I think it just has a place and a time, and I don't necessarily think that this is the place all the time. But we're going to be working on magic and also gathering cooking materials. Let's go ahead and switch our spell, but let's take some more damage, because apparently that's what's going to be happening. We're just going to keep getting struck by lightning over and over. So I guess that's the game plan for today. It's quite frustrating, really. I don't like how it does that, and it sort of just focuses in where I'm at, trying to slow down my progression. But we're no stranger to it, ultimately. It happens quite often. It doesn't mean I enjoy it, and that's for sure. So let's go this way, and hopefully there'll be a bunch of sheep and ram to kill. That was terrible, and we're out of arrows. I don't even know how that happened. Obviously it happened because I don't have any more arrows, but so we're gonna have to go back and get some, and I don't see any sheep and ram here right now anyway, so it's really not the end of the world. But let's go back to our base really quick. This actually won't take very long at all. We've just sort of got to go to our storage chest and basically grab some arrows. So let's find the arrows. There we go. So now we've got quite a bit. 999 should be plenty. The reason we go through them so quickly is obviously because we're constantly shooting down rune essence out of the sky. I don't see any sheep and ram, but potentially when we respawn in from teleporting, they will sort of just spawn. It seems to be what they do. That was pretty good aim, even though I was moving, so I'm actually quite happy about that, as now I'm being terrible shot. But obviously I believe that once range does come to the game, you're going to actually have an auto anyway. That's not been confirmed or anything like that, but I just sort of seeing it being something that could be really beneficial while fighting bosses in a game, And as I said, it's not confirmed. I just feel like the game is aiming towards giving an auto assist with range in the game. I think it really makes sense. Really excited for Fell Hollow. I think it's going to be so cool to have another dragon to kill. Obviously, Velgar is a worthy opponent, and it's really fun to kill him. But obviously, we want more. So let's see. I don't see any sheep around, but I do see a guy with a shield over there that we want absolutely nothing to do with because he's incredibly powerful, and I just don't want to deal with him. So we can actually pick up all these dwellberries, though. No, I missed this one. Oh, it looks like I got it. So we've got some sheep and ram over here as well. So we're going to go ahead and kill these guys really quick and get struck by lightning once again. I think it's really irritating that this is happening. Don't worry, also, we did not do an XP update at the beginning of the video, but everything that we pretty much did behind the scenes recently actually had to do with just sort of organizing all our runes, trying to get things in a much better place, because I feel like we're very disorganized, and I'd like to start changing that slowly. Our storage warehouse is actually going to have to go under construction, and we're going to have to make it a little bit larger, as I don't think we quite have enough space for everything. We also got, it's just crazy because now that I don't really do any mannequin building or anything like that for sets of armor, we're sort of just stacking resources, and we're going to have to start really making a chest for almost every single item in the game, because now they're sort of starting to just build up quite crazy. So we're going to have to do something about that. Eventually, I'll collect all this renaissance as well. I know that when I do my videos and we collect, we don't really hit these spots, but I sort of shoot them down sometimes when I'm killing sheep and ram. So, and there's quite a bit here. We have not been getting this either, so it's quite a big pile. But ultimately, I'm really quite sick of the lightning. I think it's ridiculous. I think they need to just lay off a little bit. I think that I'm not sure what is actually going on, but if it was lightning, it's not supposed to strike, my players so many times in a row, obviously. But they're just trying to slow me down, and that's okay because it's not going to happen. So I don't really have to worry about it. Ultimately, it's going to strike me when it strikes me, and we'll sort of deal with it then. But I don't know why we've got that piece of stone, but we are going to drop it. So let's go ahead and get some more dwellberries. Really excited for the cooking update. No idea when it's going to come to the game, but really excited about it. And the reason for that really is that it's going to be quite fun to have new recipes to work with, and basically not have to use as many resources, which hopefully leads to more XP. It's a little bit late, but I guess I'd rather have it late than never. So really glad they're working on that. Now I've got to jump down here, and I don't think I have a lodestone over here, so we're going to have to walk back, which is really inconvenient right here that they sort of spawned in here. But it's not really that big of a deal. I guess we'll have to run back. I mean, before I knew you could have more than 3 lodestones, I could have swore I read a post said that you can't have more than 2 lodestones in a game. So for me, I was actually running everywhere in the game, basically. So that really was crazy. So just seeing the progression in even just that small regard of basically changed the entire game for me. Obviously, I was able to do things a lot faster, and I didn't have to basically bash my head against a wall to do things in a game. It's just crazy. I really stopped collecting lodestones. I believe that's what they're called. Or sorry, vault cores. I don't know why I'm calling them lodestones, but basically, I stopped collecting vault cores, and the reason for this really is that I feel like I've got plenty at my base, and I should have a little bit more, as I'm probably going to have to add quite a bit more once Fell Hollow comes to the game. But then I also might take a little bit away from what I've already currently got an insane amount. So I don't necessarily know that I'll need a bunch more. I just might take a little bit away from what I've currently got. And like, especially with rune crafting, since I'm going to have the million XP, I might not need to have as many. Obviously, I'm still going to want to keep quite a bit of them, because I want to be able to get to my resources fast if I need to get a bunch to make certain kind of runes. But for the most part, I think you just saw all the runes I had, so I don't really think I need some insane amount of rune essence lying around. Once I hit a million XP, at the very end of that, I'll probably leave quite a bit of rune essence just in a chest, because ultimately the goal was 1 million, and hopefully I have about a couple thousand rune essence just sort of lying around, so that way I can use them for new runes and I don't necessarily even potentially have to come back. And that actually would be a lot more beneficial anyway, because then I could pull up all of those lodestones and put them in Fell Hollow. So lots of different things that are going to be happening over the course of time. It's all really fun though. It's exciting that I'm going to be doing so much work and sort of just changing the entire layout of the game that I'm currently playing in. So I think it's really exciting. And there's so many sheep and ram over here. They just spawned in. It's so crazy how they just spawn in these gigantic herds. That's why I think potentially fire would actually be a good way to kill these. The only problem that I really have with it is that basically you're not doing enough damage to the rams, and then the sheep are going to get away and you want to focus fire, otherwise the rams are going to gang up on you, and then you're probably going to have a problem killing them. So even right now, we've got to try to get this ram down, because obviously he is dead now. So let's go ahead and pull up a personal storage chest, but we're gathering resources rather fast, and we've got so many animal bones now, and normally we would actually be using those on cooking, because they give quite a bit when you mix them with clean water. But the reason we're not doing that is because obviously they announced prayer into the game, so we don't really want to waste them on cooking when we can potentially be going to get in prayer XP. And obviously it's an early item, early game item, so I really do think that they're going to be using them for that. Obviously, it's going to be how you level up prayer, probably at the beginning level or early stages. So I don't really want to use them and then have to go gather all those again. And I think I've probably got about 700 bones or more. Probably actually a lot more than that. I undersold what I've got. But ultimately, I don't want to use things that I'm just going to have to go get back later. This is unfortunate how far away this essence is. But we're going to get struck by lightning again. It seems like whenever I come out here, it's just one big joke, ultimately. Just non-stop. Let's see if I can shoot this. So you can see there, my accuracy is actually pretty good now from far away. And you've got this plant. Hopefully it doesn't shoot me from a distance. So let's go back here and see if any of these sheep and ram have spawned in. And they did. See, so this is ultimately what you'd like to see. Basically just non-stop sheep and ram loading in, and this is how you can really just get mass amounts of resources for different things that you want to work on, like artisan and potentially prayer in the future, with all the animal bones that you would potentially get from doing this for large amounts of time. But there's lots you can do out here that can really benefit you ultimately, whether it's basically collecting the animal bones, collecting all the different things for artisan XP, or potentially you didn't play at such an extreme level, but you still want to make gear. These are all going to be great things that are going to benefit you. You can get food to work on your cooking. So I really like this area in the game. I feel like it's a really good place to sort of hang out and grind XP or whatever you're trying to do. But basically, so much opportunity out here. And obviously that's why I've got so many animal bones, because we kill so many sheep and ram. I don't really want to shoot those down. I feel like I'm not probably going to be spending a lot of time right there. Let's see what we've got. The plant that was here has not respawned, which is actually a great thing. Let's see. I always thought there was about 2 Garu over there. They're by the camp. I don't know why they don't spawn in anymore, but I'm grateful for it. In certain situations like this, especially when I've got to kill a bunch of sheep and ram, and then I necessarily wouldn't want to come over here because it would just be too much of a pain, and ultimately just too much work, really, to have to kill Garu. The Garu are just so powerful, so I try to avoid them at all costs. It just seems like it's a little bit of a waste of time to me, especially to just get a Garu pack. That's why I really hope they decide to basically give seeds from things like goblin packs and Garu packs. I just don't think that they give enough to make it really worth it to fight a monster that powerful. But you can see here I sort of walked away and then came back, and you've got some different things respond. You've got a ram and you've got a couple sheep, but sometimes you get really lucky and they spawn in like double groups or potentially even triple groups. So I'm not really sure how or what decides that, but either way, we're getting lots of resources right now, so that's going to be great for leveling up cooking. I guess I'm in a sort of a weird predicament as well, because I'm not quite sure if I want to hold on to all of my cooking resources until basically the cooking update comes. But I don't really think that's a good idea, just because who knows when that's actually going to come, and I don't want to basically save it all for some ridiculous amount of time. It could be months away. They really didn't state. So obviously these dwellberries also respawn, so that's actually going to be quite great. So we can repick all of them. And this lightning, I swear, it's just following me. It's really irritating, but ultimately lots of dwellberries, but it's never going to be enough because we're trying to go for some absolutely ridiculous amount of XP, but slowly but surely we'll reach the goal, and that's pretty much all you can do is slowly work towards it. Let's see if there's any sheep and ram over here, and there are not. Let's go back over here, and potentially they've respawned in here. I killed quite a bit, but there they go. So they spawned in right in front of us. I really couldn't have asked for a better situation. They're all dead. And you've even got some wolves over here. So we're going to go ahead and kill this as well. But we're going to get struck by lightning because of course we are. Oh, and there's another one behind us. I know we were supposed to be working on magic, but I think we should pull out our shield as we don't want to die here. So let's take care of these wolves really quick. I wish more wolves were in the game. I think there's better areas to find them than out here. But that's okay, because obviously we're going after the sheep and ram, which don't probably give as much XP as a wolf. I haven't really calculated it, but at the same time, that's fine with me. I'm ultimately going after animal bones and cooking resources, and these, you're going to find them in bulk. So it's really going to benefit you a lot more as if you were just to go for like tear birds and things. Oh my gosh, we are dead. So don't do that. Watch your surroundings, and that's why I really don't like to do that and hunt when it's so close to dark, because of things like that. But obviously we're going to wait here for a second and let it become nighttime, because although all of our stuff is on the map somewhere else, I'm not going to go back there right now until he's gone, because he's incredibly powerful. But since we're here waiting for it to get dark, I guess we could go through some of our resources. We've got lots of animal hide scraps. We've got lots of animal hide. Let's see how many animal bone we actually have. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. But you got to take away one and then the last inventory. So it's like crazy. We've got, what is that? I don't want to completely be wrong with the math, but let's just say 2,500 animal bones. I think that's quite a bit, if I did the math right. Not 100% sure, but it sounds about right. That is absolutely wild. If it is in fact 2,500 animal bones, I think that should be quite a bit of XP in prayer, if that's actually the way that they decide to go with it, which only really makes sense. And if it is the way that they decide to go with it, I wonder how much XP that's going to give me. It should be quite a bit. So let's go ahead and fill up our storage chest again. I feel like this time around we're getting so much more XP and just sort of, well, that's because I think the sheep and ram were getting incredibly lucky with how many are spawning in together. Look at this. This is absolutely wild. They're everywhere. It's just, I don't think I've ever seen them spawn in so rapidly. So this is going to be great for magic XP and the other resources that we're trying to gather. And here comes the Garu throne again. So we've got to really be careful. Obviously, I want to make sure I don't lose any of these guys. But we've got to watch out for him, because he can basically cause lots of problems that we do not want to deal with. I've got to try to get close to my stuff and get it back. I want these dwellberries, and that was not worth the hit that I just took to get some dwellberries, I'll tell you that. So now I've got a situation, because I've got to try to get away from this Garu throne, and we've got lightning, we've got all these fun things happening to us right now. I really want to kill the rest of those creatures, but it's ultimately not going to be worth my death. So we're probably going to abandon them. There's more sheep and ram over there, but ultimately he's still chasing us, so we're going to have to go this way. It's so cool the way they're coming off that mountain, like there's a herd of them. But over there, there's more as well. So hopefully we can get rid of him. It looks like we've already lost aggro on him. Let's see if we can get that sheep. I want to go up on the hill and get these as well. It's just now I'm out of energy as well. So it looks like they're coming right to me. So many sheep and ram. It's such a big deal. Obviously, if you hunt these as much as I have, you can sort of notice when you're just getting extremely lucky. And there's so many to kill, and it's so beneficial for lots of reasons, obviously. But crazy how much we've been able to kill in such a short amount of time. Just trying to chase these things down can sometimes take quite a while. Let's go out here. What we see, we do see some dwellberries out here. We're going to grab all these really quick. There's a couple more sheep and ram. We're going to get those. Then we're going to go back to our base, and then we are going to probably do an XP update and then call it a day, because we got so many resources just now. It's absolutely crazy. I think this was a very productive episode here. I feel like we got quite a bit. And right before the episode and the behind the scenes, we sort of explained how we basically got all of our things outside of the storage chests and sort of organized them. So look at all these sheep and ram. It's so crazy. It's so exciting for me. I know it probably doesn't seem like a really big deal, but when you get it basically like this, it just means that you're going to be working towards whatever you're trying to get to. And for us, it's obviously leveling up our cooking. And then we probably will keep all of our cooking resources. I don't really want to use them currently because apparently they're going to be changing the way that it works in the game. And you're not going to need as many to level up cooking. So I don't really think it makes sense to use them now. It's so hard to leave right now. There's so many sheep and ram and they're everywhere. I'm going to kill these last two groups and then go back to our base, basically do an XP update and send you guys on your way. But I can't leave these right now. I'm just, oh my gosh, another group. There's so many. They're everywhere. I have no idea what's going on in the game. But this is just absolutely... I've never seen so many sort of just spawned in. It's absolutely wild. We're going to have so many more resources too. It's just... I've talked about it a little bit. It's going to be so interesting to see how much of each resource I have by the time Fairhollow comes to the game. I imagine it's going to cause a little bit... I've noticed a little bit of lag since I've basically made my storage warehouse. So I think what's actually happening is because I've got so many items, it's actually causing a little bit of lag in the game when I'm trying to load in. Obviously not nearly as bad as where I've built the Titanic and things like that, but I'm starting to notice. But I'm not going to change it, obviously. I rather really enjoy sort of gathering all that. There's more sheep and ram. But unfortunately, I can't just keep doing this, and they're just going to keep spawning in, which is incredible. I've never seen it like this before. So let's go ahead and pop this open and then go ahead and look at what we got too, because I think that's actually crazy as well. So you've got just crazy amount of fleece. We've got quite a bit of dwellberries, animal bones quite a bit. It's just crazy how much we just got. So let's go ahead and pop these in here. Any food we got, and then so much for cooking. And let's go put this stuff away too. Our inventory is obviously so full now. We're dragged and weighed down, but let's go ahead and see what we can put away. I'm just sort of clicking on chests, even though it might not necessarily put anything away. And the reason for that really is because there's so many different things at this point in my inventory. It just makes more sense to do it that way. But basically, that's what we got, which was quite a bit. So let's go ahead and do an XP update, and then we're going to send you guys on your way. But I think this was a very productive episode, so we're really excited about that. So, attack XP, 305,000. Woodcutting, 1,001,000. Construction, 2,010,000. We actually leveled that up very little, just a little bit. Did I say 2,010,000? I think I said that. Rune crafting, 636,000. So crazy, so close to 1,000,000. Not really, but sort of, it feels like. Magic, 97,510. We worked on that pretty much for quite a while and still not even really putting a dent into it. mining 4,100,000, artisan 4,094,000, and cooking 249,262 XP. So, lots of work to still do in the game. Really excited about it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying our content, and hopefully you're enjoying your time in RuneScape Dragonwilds. And until next time, Legion Uda out.